At some point in life, to not say many times in life, you will feel like throwing everything up in the air and giving up. Yeah, and say, you know what? I give up. I want nothing to do with this. I'm not gonna care about this anymore. I let go of this. Whether it be a relationship, a business, job, a project that you're trying to fulfill, anything. You can get to the point of the frustration being so great that you throw everything up in the air. Do you know when you play some card game with or board game with friends when you were a child, when you saw that you were losing and losing, and to not get worse, more humiliating, for you to be there little by little suffering until the end of the game, before the humiliating loss, you will take the cards and destroy all the board, throw everything up in the air and say, the game is over, I lost. Like this, sometimes we feel like doing this in life, throwing everything up in the air. I don't want to know anything to do with this anymore. And did you know that many people who are sleeping on the streets, they've done this before? Many are sleeping rough on the streets, not all, but many, not because they don't have a house or didn't have a condition or capacity, or they couldn't fight for themselves. They can, but they gave up. They said, I'm gonna go to the street, I don't wanna know about anyone else anymore, I'm not gonna take shower, I'm not gonna take care of myself anymore, I'm just gonna live, I'm only gonna breathe. This attitude of throwing everything up in the air, it's an urge that comes when everything is going wrong, or when people don't seem to care about our efforts that we have been doing and done, not only for ourselves, but for them too. We are not understood. All that we build overnight, sometimes we take years to build, and overnight that is taken away from us. We lose it all. So this urge comes, strongly comes, to give up on everything. This is human. Know this. This is human, because most people, most human beings go through moments like this in life. But what do you have to remember at a time like this? Whether an intense, hard urge that you are about to throw everything up in the air, or in a lighter level of intensity, but if you don't control it, will get to the point of exploding, of pouring out. What to do? How to deal with this? One thing that you need to remember is worth taking note. Take note of what I'm going to tell you now. One thing that you need to remember is that your life is more than people, it's more than things, it's more than belongings, projects, and dreams you may have. Your life is more than all of this. Almost everything we lose in this life, all that one day you may lose in life, is replaceable. Almost everything. But almost everything is replaceable. That is, a few things cannot be recovered or replaced later on to something that has the same value or sometimes even better. And what we cannot replace, that's what we cannot replace, our human ability, intelligence, teaches to live without. It teaches to adapt, to live without that. This is the human capacity. We have beautiful examples in the world of either who were born with disabilities, physical disabilities, or who became, for some illness or casualty, that became disabled, and they didn't let themselves to be carried away by that. The word of the doctor was, you will never gonna be able to drive a car, to play the sport you like. That never again came to them because of the disability. And they said, is that it? It's not gonna happen. And they learn to drive without arms, to paint without hands, to do things that not even people with their body being whole, they can do or are able to do. Which means, people who understood, even if I lost a member of my body, which will never be recovered, I can learn to live without it and live even better and become an inspiration to other people. Look how great is the human capacity, the human spirit, the spirit that God gave us to overcome, to interpret things. Because one tragedy happens to a person, and that tragedy becomes an opportunity to overcome. And the same tragedy happens to someone else, and that becomes a reason for depression. It is the human spirit that decides what to do with what happens to them. Therefore, I tell you, your life is more than people, projects, more than dreams. It's more than all your belongings. Your life is more than all that. Why is more than all that? Because everything else is replaceable, or you can adapt to live without them. But your life, if you lose it, how will you replace it? There's not another one. You don't live in a video game, isn't it? You don't have the life of a video game. Phase 1, you start with 5 lives, you die, and then you get another one. You don't have a video game life. The life you have, it's only one. Don't believe in lies that you're gonna die, you're gonna come back here, you're gonna reincarnate, that God's gonna give you a chance to come back. None of that. All of that is baloney. This is not something you should lean your life upon. Where you should lean your life upon is on the Word of God. Great King Solomon said, "For a living dog is better than a dead lion." That is, as long as you live, you can be a stray dog, but you are alive. You have capacity to overcome, to win, to use this frustration. Instead of throwing everything up in the air, you can take the situation and overcome it and become stronger. You can do different than simply giving up. Even if this urge is so strong to give up, you have, instead of giving up, you have to throw not everything, but the will to quit, to give up. Throw the will to give up. You can do that. You can do that. Of course, if you depend only on your strength, the human strength is exhaustible, has limits. But when you make God your strength, then there are no limits. Then you enter the unlimited, the infinite. There's an inexhaustible source of strength, motivation, joy, spirit, and inspiration that comes from above that is available to you. Then connect with this source, because it might be that you are there, desiring to throw everything up in the air, or you're already frustrated because you gave up, because you disconnected yourself from this source of all inspirations, all joy, all spirit. Do this, dear friend. Connect yourself with God. You can be at zero energy level, like a mobile phone that is about to turn off because it's lacking energy in the battery. Maybe it's like your phone. It does not switch on anymore. Connect yourself with God, like we do with our phone. To charge the battery, connect your life with God through prayer there where you are. You can close your eyes and say, my God, help me. I'm weak. I don't know what to do about my life. Renew me, help me, inspire me. You can do that. When you connect yourself with God through prayer, you realize that the strength will start to come back to you. You will renew your strength, your energy, the light, the shine in your eyes. If you do that, every day, you'll see that you will stand up, you will rise, and never again you'll throw everything up in the air. But every time, you're gonna throw the will to quit.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.